What's poppin', everybody? This is the Cartoon Kid Ray Rawlins, and today we're finishing up the 25 Days of Christmas cartoons with our final review being, of course, a Charlie Brown Christmas. Now, there's some reasoning behind this, man. Charlie Brown has been a decent part of the channel. With the whole new Snoopy cartoon coming out, we're thinking about getting into new reviews of that to finish off season one at the beginning of the year, going outward. So we thought we might as well end it off with this, man. So, Alex, why don't you tell everybody what happens in this Christmas special?
To be honest, I'm not really even sure. I mean, this episode was just so minute and I don't even know. I think the best way I could describe it is Charlie Brown was depressed about Christmas, so homegirl, I don't know her name, asked him to be the director for the Christmas play, and then I guess they wanted a tree, so he went and got one, but it wasn't a big tree, so they made fun of him and he left, and then they came back and said that it was a good tree. I mean, I don't know. That's the best I could do for the description of this episode.
I'm not even gonna lie. I was somewhat, I wouldn't say confused about it, but it wasn't what I was expecting for it being a Charlie Brown Christmas. I believe this takes place in 1965. So, in a sense, you are somewhat on the mark. But this episode basically is about, Charlie being depressed about Christmas. And I believe her name is Lucy, wants him to put on direct the Christmas
I want
play.
to say so.
She wants him to direct the Christmas play to see the true meaning of Christmas. And Charlie, of course, is all upset because Christmas is basically based around commercialism, all about material. And it's not all about material in his eyes, man. You know, Christmas holds a special meaning to him. And that's what he wants everybody to see. So, my first impression of this episode is, man, Frosty the Snowman takes place 4 years down the line in 1969 compared to this. And the voice acting and the audio sounds like straight ass. So you can really see the amount of improvement that, animation has went through with sound effects and audio quality by the time Frosty the Snowman comes out, I mean. So that's my main impression. And this is like, to me personally, I don't see the big reasoning of people being into the Charlie Brown Christmas. Like, I'm sure there's another one out there. Maybe we just watched the wrong one. But this is the first ever special, the first ever television special that they did off the Peanuts comic strip series. So I thought, why the hell not? We can check this one out. If there's another one out there, we're going to check that out next year.
But the one.
No, this is definitely one. This is definitely the one. But I will say I want to say there is another one out there for sure. And if there is, we're going to review that one next year, man. Because I don't feel I'm not too happy with this episode. But I know I'm probably going down the wrong road by asking you this, Alex Payne. But do you have any moments that you want to talk about in this episode?
Well, I need to say my first impression, though. My first impression was this episode was melodramatic as fuck.
Yeah, right.
Which isn't always a bad thing. I just had an idea, but anyway, I can tell you that later. Melodramaticness isn't always a bad thing, but I don't know. It was just very, very melodramatic. But for moments, I don't know, man. I can't really say I could think of any. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with none. What about you? Listen, I'm really trying, man. I can't think of anything.
No, I'll be honest with you. Like, listen, the whole play thing, seeing them rehearse and whatnot, is kind of like Charlie. And I don't see what people don't like about him. Like, that's the one thing that was really standing out to me. Like, nobody liked Charlie Brown. He said to one of his friends at the beginning, I think her name was Rebecca or something like that. He was like, "Oh, thanks for getting me a Christmas card," or whatever. And she's like, "I didn't get you a Christmas card, Charlie Brown." He's like, "Man, don't you understand sarcasm?" I'm like, "You fucking asshole." But Charlie Brown, man, he doesn't seem like a bad dude. I mean, sure, kids have their moments. Yeah, I think when he was rehearsing the play, he kind of maybe would have came off assholish because he wants to do everything different. He has his own vision for the play. This actually kind of reminds me of the episode of the Boondocks that we reviewed, Huey Freeman Christmas. So just like Huey wanted his vision to be played out on a stage, Charlie, wanted his vision of what Christmas is to be played out on the stage, and people were having a hard time like actually getting with that. So he, like Huey, is kind of very depressed about Christmas. Now Huey's situation and with his brother Wiley's as well is kind of understandable. Why is Charlie Brown depressed about Christmas? Could you say he's probably one of the less fortunate kids, perhaps, I suppose, but I mean, you could say he does have
They
a
didn't
house
really
and whatnot.
say.
They didn't,
They didn't
right?
even really say. They were just like, I'm sad. Why? I have no idea.
And that's why I'm trying to make that little inference here, because that's where I'm really confused at. But there's a lot of things we can definitely question about this episode. One, why is Charlie Brown so upset about Christmas? I mean, you can obviously go off of like the commercialism and whatnot. That's why. What's the whole point of the story? Is the main question. Is it to show that Christmas isn't all about commercialism, which you can argue that's what it is, because he sees that little tree at the end. He's like, oh yeah, people will see. I'm gonna get this little tree and I'm gonna make it perfect. I'm gonna do it my way, and it's still gonna be great. So that's the way I'm going with this story. I think it's pretty cool too. You see Charlie Brown in his regular attire like he's in the Snoopy cartoon. So obviously that transcends like about like what 45 years, which is pretty darn cool. I guess we can slip into a review. You don't have any moments. I kind of don't either. But we can slip in a review here. Me personally, like I said in the beginning, I probably said another time too, I don't see what's so good about this episode, man. I really don't see what's so good about it. Like, yeah, this is the Charlie Brown Christmas. Maybe, like I said, I mistake this for a different one, but this really isn't
That's not
a
what it
good.
is.
Well, yeah,
I mean, we
I
can
just want
hold
to
out
have,
hope
I
for
want to
that,
have
but
hope.
that's not what it
I want to
is.
have hope because, like I said, I really do think there's something better out there. Because this, honestly, is straight up dookie water. I'm not. That's no lie, man. This was not
I
a
don't
good
know if I
episode.
would
And
go that far, but
I mean, you know what? Listen, we can. The story has no real start to it, honestly. I mean, yeah, we see Charlie being all depressed about Christmas. That's why I thought this was a kid with fucking depression. Like he's sad. He doesn't know why. Essentially, like there's no reason. Like why doesn't he like Christmas? My inference, like I said, was because of the commercialism of it. And it's just like, man, you know what? Yeah, I get where you're coming from. The play's supposed to make you get some type of idea about Christmas and da 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 woo 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 woo. It's not for me, man. I'm not digging this episode at all. And that's why I'm kind of upset that we're ending it off on a Charlie Brown Christmas. We should have ended off with the Grinch. But either way, I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna end it off with the Grinch. I gotta change the outros and shit for this. But anyway, so my rating for this, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet with y'all. It's simply gonna be a good old fashioned. I'm gonna give it a 5.5 out of 10. This isn't what I thought it would be. Honestly, I'm very disappointed. People talk about, oh, it's Christmas time, a Charlie Brown Christmas. Oh yeah, this is built out to be one of the Christmas classics. Okay, and I never seen this ever in my life. Like I said, we just started getting into the whole Snoopy in space cartoon, which is an Apple TV original. Man, get that Apple TV subscription, watch that shit. But this is not for me. I was not digging this at all. Like I was expecting this to be something good, and I'm severely let down by it. So a nice 5.5 out of 10. Alex, I'm passing it on to you. What do you think?
I will say this as a positive. I thought the music in the episode was really nice and everything.
Oh no,
Um,
definitely.
like but other than that, the sound, a lot of the sound was empty. And that played up a lot to the boringness. Like when the girl was walking
Yeah,
on
it sounded
stage to give
robotic.
the speech, like it was just silence. Like it's just a lot of silence. If someone isn't talking, and music, like there's no footsteps, no nothing. Like the only time they had a sound other than music or speaking was when they had that eating sound in there somewhere.
But you
But
know what though? I will give them. I will put the argument out there that this is because it's a 1965 cartoon. Yeah, we don't know what animation was like in the times back then. Shit, this was before my fucking parents were alive.
yeah, but
So
I'd say this though, the Grinch and Frosty came out around the same time, and they had sound effects and stuff.
now was it later or before? Frosty we know was in 1969. I didn't look up the Grinch.
The Grinch is in the '60s as well, but it's still in that same like, because I mean, a few
The-
years isn't
all
gonna
I'm
be
all
enough
I'm
to change
saying
it
is
that extreme.
all I'm saying is there's a whole debate that hey, it could have been because of budget or whatever. You could also argue
Now
this is the
that
first
that's a good
cartoon on
point.
this on
The
the
budget,
series. Who knows? But I will agree with you on the sound aspect of it though.
the
It did
budget is
play
what
up,
I'll agree with you on
but
because and
the voice acting definitely did sound robotic, especially at the beginning. Like
um
you listen to the cartoons with like headphones on. I was too when I was watching this. I had to fucking take them shits off, boy, because I really wasn't fucking with it. But go ahead.
but my point is though, and the budget I hope is the explanation is all I could say because Bugs Bunny and Looney Tunes came out before this, and that's a
Oh,
guaranteed
get the
fact.
fuck out of here! I didn't know that.
And
Okay.
they had a long and they had a lot of friggin' sound effects and shit. So um, I would think it might have been budget, but other than that, the sound is very empty and whatever. And I feel like the episode overall was just very boring. The story wasn't even a story; just stuff happened and things. Yeah, like I feel like that's what was written on the board in the meeting. Stuff happens, things. Yeah, but
Damn, you listen. You just shitted all over this show. Listen, that's what you call fucking spread the butt cheeks and you just fucking took a dump on this shit.
I don't
You
know
had to
what the hell
bust
to
in the
say.
board reading example, boy. Go ahead.
Listen, I don't know what to say that ending was. They just walked back, lift up the tree, and I really want to say it decorated. I can't remember for the life of me because the friggin' it was so boring. I felt like crying. But but they didn't realistically did shit. They just went by the tree, held hands, and it just ended. They didn't talk to Charlie Brown. They
Merry
didn't nothing like.
Christmas, Charlie Brown.
It was just like, and that was just an outro. That wasn't even them saying it to him. Like, so I'm gonna have to get. I'm gonna have to be a lot less generous than you and give this a
Oh,
4.5.
okay. So listen, you're talking about being a lot less generous. I thought you were gonna hit it with the South Park rating.
No.
But I do think, like I said, that's still fair. Like you think it's less than middle of the road. I do honestly do agree. Um, 4.5 for you, 5.5 man for me. A Charlie Brown Christmas. This, like I said, was honestly a disappointment. But man, it is what it is, man. What you gonna do? Just gonna keep pushing on, doing the reviews, man. This is the Cartoon Kid channel where we talk cartoons and we do it daily, baby. This has been the 25 Days of Christmas Cartoons Marathon. If you have some differing opinions from us, hey, tell us. Put that shit down in the comments box below. We're gonna be responding to you, or rather, I will. And then, obviously, if you have some new shows that you want us to review or cartoon suggestions, man, let us know. Toss that all in the comments box down below. But with that all being said, we will see you when we see you. Peace out, everybody.